Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe. So today I have a model in and I'm just going to start out by taking off her existing nail polish. So I'm able just to do that by using acetone. And then from there, I'm just going to continue to go on and prep her hands. Guys, as usual, I have all of my tools already ready to go in their sterilized packs. I do always prep before my model or client, whomever I'm doing nails on, comes. So it's just easier. I can kind of get in and get things going. So I do always have like a little prep basket where I put everything that I'm going to need, bring it out on my desk, have everything ready so my lovely client can just come, sit, and pick a color and we just be on our way. Whereas here I go under and just try to clean a little under her nails, but unfortunately it just is with the color that she chose, the maroon color, it does stain. So you were gonna get some of that staining, and that's not a problem. That will just come out over time as she washes her hands, but I do just try to take out as much as I can. So from here I just go on and try to get off the rest of the nail polish around her nail beds, and then I will go in and push back her cuticles. And guys, just on a side note here, I just want to say I actually really like putting that tape around my Melody Susie drill. I find it gives it such a nice little cushion because those drills are just metal. Like it feels nice on the hand. So I just wanted to put that in there. I do highly recommend it. And this tape is just like, it's like athlete's tape, I believe. I got it off Amazon. So if you're used to using your drill a lot and you find it just sometimes can get a little bit like hard on your hands, I recommend just throwing a little bit of tape around it. It truly does make a difference. Okay, just went in and cleansing her nails now with some swipe. So I'm gonna go in and size up her tips. She's opted to go for a very short extension. So I've went and just put these stiletto tips on her. I actually like these tips. I like that they have the tabs, they're easy to grab. Not gonna lie, a couple stuck to my finger, but other than that, they weren't too bad to work with. I do have them on my own hands, but I think it's still so different working on yourself to working on somebody else. So I go in and size up the tips for her. So I just go in and do some shaping to these. She wants it a little bit more of an almond, not as pointed out. So I do that, make sure it's all good. She is in school, so she wanted to make sure that she can type easily, so that's why you see her keep moving her hands back to see how that motion would go. But I think we came to a good agreement on the length, and she was satisfied with this length. So just going in here and just finish prepping the rest of the tip. Like, especially with gel, you want to go in and rough up that extension as well. And then I just want to blend it in. I find these tips are quite thin as it is, so it's quite nice. There's not a lot of blending that is needed. Guys, I go in here and I just use a dehydrator on her nail, and then I'm going to protein bond. I've never worked with her before, so I'm always going to use a client that I've never worked with, or in this case a model that I've never worked with, as prone to lifting. So I'm going to go and do all of it and make sure that that is good. So I always like to dehydrate before I put the protein bond. I know it's not a step that you necessarily have to do with young males protein bond, but I find it just makes sure that there's no extra oils on that nail bed. It's just like an extra layer of protection. So I always recommend dehydrate, then put your protein bond, your base coat, and away you go. Well, make sure you cure that, and then away you go. Yeah guys, if you notice I keep putting this white cloth over my duster, it is just for protection. I like to keep my duster on the table, that way I'm not moving it all the time back and forth. So it's just to save it if something were to happen. I were to, you know, drop some gel or whatever the case may be, or I can also just lay stuff on it, use it as a little table in a sense. So I just use these little white cloths. I find they work great for me because I just bleach them after. You could use like the pink thing that I actually have on the desk, that could work as well, but I do like to have something down protecting my desk too, so it's just another layer of protection. Guys, the product that I'm using for my foundation, I should say, of gel is the mshare. I have tested this product out, so I know that it works well. I have it on myself right now. I love the color. We both were saying how much that's just a great color to wear. Like, we didn't even have to put polish or anything over it. But my model is definitely an outgoing girl, and she wanted to have a little something on her nails. So we do end up going with the color at the end. But I do find with this mshare product that it does have a higher heat spike. And I don't know if that's just me being a little heavy-handed on the gel. I know the less you put on, the less heat spike you will get initially. But I do feel that I did try to go more layered up, but she still felt some heat. Even when I did it on myself, we felt some heat. It's just a slight discomfort. I do recommend that you kind of just flash cure it, give it 5 seconds even, and then take your hand out and then go back in. That does make a big difference. So here I've noticed on my model, she has beautiful, beautiful nail beds. She does have very deep sidewalls, so I end up using my little cuticle pusher to make sure that I get in there, because I want to have that structure. I don't want to have gaps. So I'm trying my best to get in there without flooding the sidewalls as well. So I do find that a little challenging, but again, I know with practice in that that I will be able to get better in these little things. And this is why I'm doing this model program. I find it so different to when you work on our practice hands to when you work on a real person. All 3 models that I've had so far have completely different hands and different nails. So I find that this is really opening my eyes and my experience on how to deal with the challenges that every hand does bring us. One side note with the mshare gel that I find, it is the jelly cream consistent one, which I like. It's very easy to work with. It stays where you put it, but I do find it's not as self-leveling as I think it could be. It could be a smidge more. So I do find wherever you put it, it's best to kind of try to level it out as best to like your ability, because it's not going to level much more as it sits. That is what I find, at least. But I also don't give my product a lot of time to move around. I kind of want it to stay where it is, but that, you know what I'm saying though, that little bit of leveling would be nice, but I don't find that it really does have that, at least this jelly cream one. Here, just making sure that she has a slight apex in all of her nails. Now with shorter nails, you don't need a high apex. So but I do want a little elevation, and I want to make sure that her nails do have the strength and the curvature just to have that beautiful look. You don't really want to have just a flat nail, so even when you're filing, you want to make sure that you keep that little bit of arch there. It is important. Guys, I have noticed in this particular video that I have leaned more towards my hand file than my e-file. I'm not sure why. I don't think there's any particular reason. Maybe I do find with shorter nails that your hand file works just as fast. But I do think it did probably take me a little longer because I did choose to more go hand filing than I did e-filing. As you guys see here, I did put on my little 2 finger protectors, and that's just to protect my nails. I don't think it's even been a week since I put these on, so I always have a rule of thumb that I would like my nails to be cute for at least a week when I do them. After that, I think I'm already thinking of new ideas what to do, so I did put them on just to protect my nails. So guys, here I'm just going around, and where I find that there is a couple areas that need a little extra gel, either it is too thin, there's a little bit of a dip, I do go back in and add that product. Like here's where you want to make sure that you have your good structure, everything is good and secure. So don't hesitate to go back, take those couple extra minutes and fill in where you feel your mistakes are, or not even mistakes, it's just with any product, until you get down to the file, you're not going to know really where you might need a little extra. And don't hesitate to go back in and add that extra. Your client will thank you in the long run because their nails will stay on and last. We don't want weak points in the nails. Guys, I'm just going in, making sure that all of her shapes and lengths are good. Because we were kind of changing up the shape to more of an almond rather than the stiletto, I just wanted to make sure everything was even and looking good. And I do realize that I didn't go in with a sanding block on her. This I don't think it was really intentional looking back. I think I probably maybe just, I don't know if I forgot or I felt that it didn't need it. There was a reason. I don't remember the reason at the second. But one thing about gel anyways, even if you do go in and you buff it, you don't want that nail to be too smooth because she wants polish over her nails, right? And we all know gel does not like to stick to soft surfaces. So you do want to make sure that that nail is a little rough anyways, so that the gel polish will actually stick to it and hold. So I did let her go and wash her hands to get all the dust off. I just want to make sure that they're dry. I am going to put a base coat on her nail now of this nude pink. You don't have to put a base when you're using gel polish over an extension. It's not necessary. The reason I chose to do so is because she went for a very deep blue, and that is very, very pigmented and it will definitely stain. So what I'm doing is basically preventing that from staining this lovely nude color, and then that way when she wants to come back for a fill, if she opts to keep that nude, I don't have to go and take so much off of it where it's stained and seeped through. So it's just making it an easier process for myself or whoever she ends up going to, or whatever the case is, for the next appointment. Guys, I have went in and I have shaken all of my gel polishes. It is good to give them a good shake. I do have the lacquer shaker, so I just throw them on there for a few seconds and give them all a good shake, because gel polish, it will separate like any polish. So if you shake it up, it just makes the application way more smooth. You get the proper pigmented color of it, and so it just does make our life a little bit easier. Okay guys, here I challenged myself a little bit. I find, and like I said earlier, my beautiful model has very deep sidewalls, and with that I find with just using the applicator from the gel polish, I'm touching her skin a lot. And with this color, as we all know, even it doesn't matter how much I try to take that off, it's gonna kind of stain it until she washes her hands a few times, and then it will come off, but it is staining it. So I've opted out to go and get a fine liner brush and just go around and get in those sidewalls, make everything even and perfect. So when you feel like something is not working for you the way that you want it to, don't hesitate to think outside the box and go grab that brush that you know will make your life a little easier. And that's all I did here. I knew it would be easier if I had a thinner brush, and I'm taking less work because I'm not hitting her sidewalls as much. So like I said, sometimes guys, don't hesitate to go with your gut, do what is best for you feel, and make your job easier. She opted out to get this beautiful silver sparkle as an accent nail. And even with the blue that she chose, which I love this blue, it looks so beautiful on her skin tone. It does have a slight shimmer in it as well, so it really complements everything very nice. Guys, I'm so sorry here. I realize that I'm kind of getting out of frame. I do apologize for that. Trying my best to stay in frame. I think when I had my duster there, that was like my point. I knew where it said Melody Susie, or where it still kind of said Melody Susie, that was the center for my camera. By moving that, I kind of took my own self out of whack a little bit, so I do apologize for that. The last ending of it will be a little out of frame, so I am so sorry for that. But guys, we are coming to an end of this video. I hope you guys enjoy watch me work on my model. I truly am so appreciative of her for allowing me to do this set on her, and I just love that I can practice and I'm able to have people that are willing to come and put their trust in me to do their nails. So thank you guys so much. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to put it in the comments. Thank you guys so much. Bye.